chaos, chaos. Oh, 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 oh. Metamorphosis. I can do anything. I can do anything. I can do anything. Metamorphosis. Bye-bye. With you and me, videos. Metamorphosis.
Mm-hmm.
อีก